And here it is. It is here. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to mow. Here it is. It is here. The session commences and your company is required. This session, it wasn't much advertised, so I'm not really expecting that much of a crowd. But if you are available, then avail yourself of the session. That thing that we do around about this time being done exactly at this time. So if you are available, then just make yourself present and to attention. So one man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 all the melody. They were singing out, holy, 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 all the memory. Please another Savior. Holy, 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 all the memory. Please another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. And it's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your Madika, Yabika Kokwanam Noa. Hey, Anamekele Mazuche Mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nandekano, it's another Savior. Gonna sing along, holy, 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 Nandekano, it's another Savior. Wanna sing along, holy, 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 it's another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving faster now. Holy, 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 it's another Savior. Holy, holy, getting moving right and moving faster. Yeah, for freedom. It's another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Nandekano, it's another Savior.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 all the melody. It's another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 all the melody. It's another Savior. Holy, 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 all the melody. It's another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and it's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your Madika, Yabika Kokwanam Noa. Hey, Anamekele Mazuche Mefo.
And there it is, holy, holy. You already know from the East, holy, holy, the songs and voices of defiance from the eastern part of Nigeria. We will never be broken, essentially, what, pardon me, we will never be broken, essentially, what they're saying in the East. We will never be broken. Don't cave in. And they're saying the same thing in Yoruba land as well. I'll have you know. Don't cave in. Olubadan charges Yoruba nation self-determination agitators. So this is the first time that a top-tier monarch within Yoruba land has come out frontally to back Yoruba nation. So this is the first time that without equivocation, he's saying this is what we want. Don't cave in. Olubadan charges Yoruba nation self-determination agitators. So we're interested to find out what exactly the wordings of this, but the headline already it fills one with enthusiasm. So there it is. Catch me if you can. Bauchi Governor Mohammed Bala dares EFCC other anti-graft agencies to prove he is corrupt. So, of course, he is corrupt. Absolutely no doubt about that. But he's ready to pay them off, is what essentially what he's saying. Catch me if you can. Bauchi Governor Mohammed Bala dares EFCC other anti-graft agencies to prove he is corrupt. So, exactly what emboldens him, we'll find out just shortly. Foreign airlines to begin sale of tickets in dollars from April the 19th. So there it is right there. The often used phrase by Ajanle Koko that Nigeria is a dollarized economy. That did not stand true as a fact, but it is now almost coming true as a prediction. Foreign airlines to begin sale of tickets in US dollars from April the 19th, which is what? 4 or 5 days away. So there it is right there. Bandit forced closure of 11,536 schools, but within what period of time? And who is saying this is the question. We all know it's in Nigeria, so that is already alarming. If that happened over the last 20, 30 years, that is shocking. If that listen to me, if that happened over the last 20, 30 years, that is shocking that they forced the closure of 11,536 schools in 30 years. That is shocking. But listen to this. Bandits forced closure of 11,536 bandits forced closure of 11,536 schools in 1 year. In 1 year under Buhari. It is not a PDP saying this, it's UNICEF. UNICEF saying this. Bandits forced closure of 11,536 schools in 1 year under Buhari. A headline attributed to the UNICEF. So there it is right there. I mean, the headline, what are we even talking about in that country is the question. So that tells you categorically that the band. Anyway, we'll read it out first before I get too vexed. But before we do anything, the usual protocols. Make sure you are already subscribed. If you haven't, then click on the subscribe button and click on the like button as well, because I will explain often that helps with the YouTube algorithm. And then there's a hyperlink in the comment section that says StreamYard. If you want to come and join me on the screen to have a discussion around the talking points, then just click on that hyperlink that says StreamYard. So lean back, kick back, take it easy as we ease ourselves via the east into the readout of the talking points. So to the east we go with our dancing shoes on to partake in another Python dance.
Hallelujah. Abakare, Mama Daora, Ulapuri Mary Nandi, Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Ulapuri Mary Nandi, Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Ulapuri Mary Nandi. Nande bu onye du aimo O meriwo n'izu mbiro ya. Abakare mamandawora. Unapuri meri Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Now Python dance 3. Unapuri meri Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Now Python dance 3. Unapuri meri Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Now Python dance 3. Unapuri meri Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Now Python dance 3. Unapuri meri Nandi. Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Now Python dance 3. Unapuri meri Nandi.
Pardon me. So there it was, Python dance. Before we get into the readout, I must just do something just for balance. So a lot of you that were here yesterday, or some of you that may have been here yesterday, will recall that we spent quite a bit of the session just lambasting and almost mocking Omoyele Sowore, especially that the party does not belong to him. So one of the listeners then, an Opeyemi Olotu, has sent me a piece to read out. So this may well be a counter piece to what we concluded yesterday. But it's not actually showing anything. But no, I think I might abandon this because this is just it says case against Leonard Ezinwa, but it doesn't actually go into details. So I'll have a read of this, and then maybe if it's sufficient enough, I'll bring you it in the latter session. So Okoyemi, I got your message, but I haven't yet explored it enough to present it to the platform. So let's go to then what we already have in place. Don't cave in. Olubadan charges Yoruba nation self-determination agitators. The Olubadan of Ibadanland, Oba Lekan Balogun Ali Okunmade II, yesterday urged Yoruba. Let's take that again. The Olubadan of Ibadanland, Oba Lekan Balogun Ali Okunmade II, yesterday urged Yoruba groups agitating for a better and self-determined nation not to be weary or tired of the struggle until the result is achieved. Oba Balogun made the call whilst playing host to one of the groups, Ita Atayesi, led by Tokunbo Ajashin at his Alarere residence. The Olubadan, who lamented the various challenges confronting pardon me, I must just take that again. If it doesn't flow the way I want it to, it jars me. So let me just take that one more time. The Olubadan of Ibadanland, Oba Lekan Balogun Ali Okunmade II, yesterday urged Yoruba groups agitating for a better and self-determined nation not to be weary or tired of the struggle until the result is achieved. Oba Balogun made the call whilst playing host to one of the groups, Atayisi, led by Tokunbo Ajashin at his Alarere residence. The Olubadan, who lamented the various challenges confronting the people, ranging from economic meltdown, violence, youth unemployment, amongst others, said the situation could weigh down the activist. But the monarch, who himself was a frontline activist in his heydays, said, "Tough times never last, only tough people do. There is nothing too much to be done to ensure that one's goal is achieved, and I promise you of my support for the attainment of your cherished goal." Benga Awo Shode, who spoke on behalf of the group, said aside they are coming to felicitate with Oba Balogun on his ascension to the Olubadan throne, the group also came to plead with him to use his rich experience to forge unity amongst his fellow Obas in Yoruba land. The lawyer turned activist noted that Oba Balogun stands out as one of the most learned Obas in Yoruba land with academic, political, and business exposure, saying, Atayishi wishes Your Imperial Majesty to deploy your vast experience in all those areas to the collective well-being of the entire Yoruba race. Kabiyesi, we want unity of purpose amongst Yoruba Obas, and we want Your Imperial Majesty to do your bit in that regard. This is time for our revered fathers to speak with one voice on issues that touch our common interest, and with your esteemed pedigree, this is achievable. So this is it right there. The Olubadan, the newly installed Olubadan, a man of rich depth of learning, experience, and business, speaks to that space. So this is not just some Aladi from the villages. This is a learned, professional, former politician now sitting on the stools of his forebears, saying that no, my forebears were Yoruba people and we know no other. And anybody aligning their tonality to the achievement of what we all, to the regain of what we always once were, is somebody that I stand with. Don't be weary, don't falter, push on, is what the Olubadan says to the Yoruba Nation agitators. So from that to this, catch me if you can. Bauchi Governor Mohammed dares EFCC, other anti-graft agencies to prove he's corrupt. Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State has dared anti-graft agencies that previously investigated him to tell Nigerians if he was found guilty. Bala, who is one of the presidential aspirants of the People's Democratic Party PDP, said this whilst addressing members of the National Working Committee of the opposition party and other stakeholders on Wednesday. The governor challenged the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), the Independent Corrupt and Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC), and other anti-corruption agencies as it seeks to contest for president. The EFCC on Wednesday, May the 10th, 2017, arraigned Mohammed before Justice A.M. Tabar of the Federal Capital Territory High Court sitting in Gudu, Abuja, on 6 counts bordering on abuse of office, false declaration of asset, and fraud to the tune of 864 million naira. According to the EFCC, Bala, whilst in office as minister, allegedly received 550 million naira as bribe from the Aso Saving and Loans Limited with respect to some properties in the Asokoro area of Abuja. Mohammed, however, said if elected, he would not be a northern president, but one who captures the nuanced aspirations of every part of the country. The former FCT minister, who is seeking the support of the committee to emerge as the party's presidential candidate, expressed the belief that the party would pick the most suitable of the 17 presidential aspirants who have so far obtained their nomination and expression of interest forms, he stated. I don't bear any malice against anybody who investigated me, but I dare anybody to find me guilty because I know my conscience, and that is why I am still standing here. I dare every investigative agency. I did my best. Citing his record in the past 3 years in office as governor, Mohammed argued that states do not have to be rich before providing infrastructure for their people. He also noted that he would not be a partisan president, only reflecting the desire of the North, but all Nigerians who he said need good governance, justice, and equity. So it's promising. I think when Buhari came in, he told us that it was for everybody and nobody, didn't he? At least he went even further than this guy. But we also what played out. Um, foreign airlines to begin sale of tickets in dollars from April the 19th. The sale of tickets in US dollars will begin with effect from April the 19th, 2022. Some foreign airlines operating in Nigeria disclosed on Thursday. This was contained in an announcement made by APG in an advisory to its travel partners titled APG IET Restrictions of Sales in US dollars. The APG is the world's largest passenger and cargo general sales agency and airline representation company with offices around the world, including Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. According to APG, the difficulty in repatriating airline funds stuck in Nigeria and other countries, coupled with foreign exchange fluctuation, is responsible for the new policy. The airline to effect the new policy are those of APG, Interline Electronic Ticketing, blah, blah, blah. So this is what it says. I'm only saying blah, blah, blah because it goes on to give us some codes and whatnot. So let me actually give it to you. The airline to effect the new policies are those on APG, Interline Electronic Ticketing, GP code 27. So yeah, it goes on to give us all that. Are their travel partners? Warm greetings from APG. This is to bring to your notice that with effect from April the 19th, 2022, GP would only accept issuing of tickets in US dollars and not Naira, the advisory read. This is mainly due to repatriation issues and the forex situation in the country. This would most likely be a temporary measure till the forex situation improves. Our sincere apologies for any inconvenience this may cause to you and your business. Thanks for your understanding. Airlines on the APG IET platform include South African Airline, Fly Dubai, Kenya Air, Middle East Air, Royal Air Maroc, Rwanda Air, Thai Air Turkish, French B Egypt Air, Air Sky, Air Seychelles. So Air Seychelles then will be Adams Oshiomhole Airline, Air Algeria, and Air Namibia. So it goes on. Pretty much all African airlines are here. I could give you the fullness of the list, maybe not, but let me just. Air Panama, Air Burkina, Avianca, Bangkok Air, Cabo Verde Airline, Fiji Airline Hong Kong, Malaysia, alongside other carriers, also use the platform. Some of these airlines, which fly directly into Nigeria, are South Africa, Turkish, Egypt, etc., etc. So that's essentially what is going on there. So now they've always said that Nigeria was a dollarized economy, but it looks as though that prediction is not coming into being. So the final readout then Bandits forced closure of 11,536 schools in 1 year under Buhari. UNICEF making this alarm to space. So this is a press release. UNICEF calls for safety of learners in school to encourage girl education on the 8th anniversary of the abduction of 276 students of government secondary school Chibok. The United Nations Children's Agency calls for action to make schools safe for more girls to enroll in school and complete their education. UNICEF today called on the authorities in Nigeria to make schools safe and provide a secure learning environment for every child in Nigeria, especially for girls, to increase girl enrollment, retention, and completion of education. Today marks 8 years since the first known attack on a learning institution in Nigeria on the 14th of April 2014, in which 276 girls at government secondary school Chibok in northeast Nigeria were abducted by a non-state armed group. Since then, a spate of attacks on schools and abductions of students, sometimes resulting in their death, has become recurrent in the last 2 years, especially in the northwest and north central regions of Nigeria. Since December 2020, 1,436 school children and 17 teachers have been abducted from schools, and 16 school children lost their lives. Unsafe schools occasioned by attacks on schools and abduction of students are reprehensible, a brutal violation of the rights of the victim to education, and totally unacceptable. Their occurrences cut short the future and dreams of the affected students, said Peter Hawkins, UNICEF representative in Nigeria. Attacks on learning institutions render the learning environment insecure and discourages parents and caregivers from sending their words to schools, whilst the learner themselves become fearful of the legitimate pursuit of learning, added Hawkins. The invisible harm school attacks inflict on the victim's mental health is incalculable and irredeemable. School girls have particularly been targeted, exacerbating the figures of out-of-school children in Nigeria, 60% of whom are girls. It is a trajectory which would be halted. It is a trajectory which must be halted, and every hand in Nigeria must be on deck to ensure that learning in Nigeria is not a dangerous enterprise for any child, particularly for girls, Hawkins said. In Nigeria, a total of 11,536 schools were closed since December 2020 due to abductions and security issues. These school closures have impacted the education of approximately 1.3 million children in the 2020/21 academic year. This interruption of their learning contributes to gaps in children's knowledge and skills and may lead to the loss of approximately 3.4 billion US dollars in these children's lifetime earnings. This risk this risks to further perpetuate cycles of poverty and inequality. UNICEF, with generous fundings from donors, is collaborating with the government of Nigeria to protect children's rights to education in a safe and inclusive learning environment. This involves building the capacity of school-based management committees on school safety and security and strengthening community resilience. In Katsina State, 300 SBMC members have been trained and schools supported through the Girl Education Project funded by Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office of the United Kingdom have developed emergency preparedness and response plans to mitigate the impact of potential and actual attacks. Multi-sectorial task teams in school safety have also been established across all the 36 local government areas of Katsina State to provide timely and effective networking amongst actors on school security, with particular focus on safety of girls. Additionally, 60 junior secondary schools have developed emergency plans and tested the plans in evacuation drills. In Katsina State, government and communities have fenced some schools, and this is encouraging girls to attend schools, underscoring the reality that collaboration is required in addressing insecurity in schools and making schools safe, especially for girls, Hawkins said. Although Nigeria has ratified the Safe School Declaration, schools and learners are not sufficiently protected. Unless greater attention is given to protecting children, teachers, and schools, they will continue to come under attack. Urgent coordinated action is needed to safeguard the right to learn for every child in Nigeria. Okay, let me just give you this bit. It says about UNICEF something or the other works in some of the world's toughest places to reach the world's most disadvantaged children. Across more than 190 countries and territories, we work for every child everywhere to build a better world for everyone. For more information about UNICEF and its work, visit, and then it goes on to link their website. But there it is right there. So not in 10 years, not in the history of Nigeria, in 1 year, 11,536 schools are forced to close by Fulani bandits in Nigeria. So there it is right there. You don't get, there's no mystery to that. So Ajanle Koko, I see you. Baba Akure, I see you. So Baba Akure, yeah, that is just depressing, isn't it? 11,536 schools. What are you making of that, Baba Akure?
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon.
Good to see you. I mean, it's in 1 year. No, I was 1 year, 11,536 schools shut
Well,
down.
it is very
1.5 million children on the streets.
it is very sad. If you look at the demography of students in Nigeria, I mean kids that out of school in Nigeria before 2020 that you mentioned, you will know that it was very, very high. I don't really know the figure, but I know that it was like around 1 million plus or 2 million or something like that nature. Now, when the 11,500 school closed, just base that number on 1,000 students per school. Just base it on 1,000, just 1,000 flat for each school. Then when you multiply by that, you are talking of about 1.6, 1.7 million.
Yes.
That is out of school between 2020 up to now. Now, when you add that to the number of kids that out of school before, so technically you have like 10 million children roaming around.
So those are potential already vagrants and potential Boko Harams. So
exactly. So when this is what we are saying. If you do not provide job, there is no job. Then there is no school. Then technically you are breeding criminals, because these are the people that will be recruited to all these criminal activities, banditry, Fulani herdsmen, Boko Haram, ISWAP. Because it is when they're roaming around and they just use a little thing to tip them off the road. So when you continue doing this, you breed criminals. And that is why the country is not peaceful.
It's just so depressing, because I feel especially for the girls, because you just know the faith. Then very soon the mother will put some tray on her head and put groundnuts there,
even that
and then
one
they will start touching her motor parks, and before you know it, she's a mother. And that's another child gone.
That one is even minor. That one is even minor. They just marry them off to one farmer or one rich man or whatever. So to go and become the 10th wife. So without education, without anything, then they continue having kids in the same problem. So
the vicious cycle continues. Yeah,
exactly. So we are the Nigeria is in a big mess anyway.
Yeah,
very, 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 very big problem. It is just that our leader don't really see what is going on right now
in a space that is already undereducated, that already has. And then in 1 year, they've just removed 11,500 schools.
Exactly. So
in a space that needs an additional 11,500 schools.
Additional something. So they are not really going to care, because if we look at these two, if you look at it and we compare it together, they are not really going to care about it. They can close it as many years as they want. Because their kids are not there. Even most of them, when you want to do their primary school children, they send them to abroad to go and study. They have guidance, mentor that they will hand them over to, or in other country where they will be able to have a good life, good education, without even paying tuition fee. So they would not really care about Nigerian education. They don't care if 10 million or 20 million of children out of school. We mentioned about 11,000 school closed now. What about the ASU strike? What about the demand? What about the other students from university, college of education, polytechnic that are out there not going to school? What do we talk about? What do we say? What will we say? What are we saying about? What are we talking about them? What are we saying about them? So in fact, even prayer cannot even do it anyway. I'm very sorry. I'm not that. Don't really believe in. Prayer is going to do this. Why you say I do? You know what you're supposed to do. When you do what you're supposed to do, then you pray. Then that will work together. Not just praying. Go to the mountain and go to the mosque.
My concern is firstly, of course, for those children that now miss out. Even if they are out of school for just 1 year, that's already they are out of the educational cycle,
exactly,
or whatever set they are meant to be for that year. So they are constantly paying catch up in life. So that's one thing. But there's a good chance that they would never really go back to school because their parents have pulled them out because the schools have been attacked. So even if they tell them that the schools are safe, they won't want to send their children. So those ones that could potentially be doctors, lawyers, accountants. If they are very lucky, they'll become tailors and organizers. If they are unlucky, they'll become hawkers on the streets. And if they are really unfortunate, a good chance they will just fall into the hands of these people. And then they will recruit them, turn them into Boko Haram, and then they go and it just is a vicious cycle.
That is true. That is true. Even if the school go back, if even the school go back right now, if they we are open the school now, the traumatic experience will be there. Some of them will not even know. I'm not interested because I don't know. Even some parents, like you said, will not even allow their kids to go back to school because of this issue of kidnapping. Because you don't even know which school they are going to attack next. And the government have been saying this. They be promising, this won't happen again. It won't happen again. It won't happen again, and it's continue happening. Have they done anything about it? Nothing. But what they care about now is how we're going to become the next president of Nigeria. Why the house is burning, and you travel abroad. That is what I'm going to use to justify. Equate them with. Your house is burning.
It's very depressing, Baba. It upsets me to imagine 11,500 schools.
500 school. Close.
Because those schools, they're not for goats now, they are for children.
Exactly.
And it's not one child per 11,000 schools. So, like you said, let's attribute 1,000 students to one school. And then multiply that by 11,500.
500, then you're talking about 1.7 million
lives destroyed.
And most of these schools that are closed, they are from northern part of Nigeria.
Of course, now who is coming to shut down the school?
And remember, since the creation of Nigeria, they have been trying to see how they can bring them to the mainstream education, how they can persuade them to go to school. But now all this thing is happening. We know the number of students, of kids out of school in other part of Nigeria, even before this issue of insecurity. Then now you close 11,000 plus, about 2,000 schools. About 12,000 schools. You close them down. Then you add up to number of those kids that are not attending school before. So it is very damning and disappointing. Now,
another angle to look at is that as long as the insecurity persists, more school will be closed.
There's no doubt about that.
So more school will be closed.
There is no doubt about that.
And we're just waiting for. The future of that country is sad. It's going to be very bleak, as long as
that's a generational setback.
Yeah, that's a generational
setback.
So,
because that generation, they are wiping them out in terms of opportunities, and not only they are setting them back to even where we were some 50, 60 years ago, even 80, 100 years ago. They're setting back a a century.
So the female girls have no future. The boys have no future, and the
They will
boys
become Boko Harams.
we join criminality, because criminality is they're making a lot of money there right now.
So now can we all agree now that Buhari set up back to 50 years ago?
It's destroyed. It's destroyed that country
because
now.
You remember a lot of elder statesmen have been saying this for a very long time, that this man already rewind us back to 50 years ago. Are they not right now? They are very right. They are very correct. Because if you see in this 21st century, where everybody is trying to see how I can be better, I can operate computer, I can do this, I can do that, to be a computer scientist, or to be doctor, to be this, to be that. Some people still thinking about
the average person in Lagos versus the average person in Borno. It's just a different world, isn't it? It's a different world.
Even compare them to where would I let me just put it to Lagos is even
too advanced.
Let's put it to where will I let me see maybe
Oshogbo, yes.
Let's compare with Asaba. Or even compare it with Akure.
Yeah, Asaba is Dubai to somebody like Borno now. It's like Dubai now.
Okay,
it's a different world.
So it is different world. So you can, in fact, it is very shameful. And one of the problems is that the leaders over there are playing politics.
They don't care.
They don't care. They play politics with the life of those young boys, young girls. They don't care. But even a lot of things that is going on there. Okay, where you cannot do this because most of them are Muslim. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. Even their own kids do contrarily to that of what they are saying.
Most of their kids are drug addicts.
Exactly, and when you see them in their wedding dress, you will be surprised that
they are all drug addicts. Remember when one daughter wanted to marry and she went and put on this virtually naked something, and they're all drug addicts in Europe and America, and then they are telling us.
If you look at the comment of Eva G now, he said 50 years ago Nigeria was better than Nigeria of now, which is there is no doubt about that. We might not have population as this. But everything still in fact, anyway, it is very bad and disappointing.
It is quite a thing. But Baba Korea, it doesn't get any better. So if you are intending to travel from Nigeria anytime from next week, don't go to your travel agent. Go to your bureau de change first, because when you get to your travel agent, he will send you to the bureau de change first. So you buy your tickets in dollars now in Nigeria. So is this now the United States of Nigeria? Are we now America? What is going on?
Well, Nigeria even have that problem particularly. They put everything upon themselves. It is not issue of north or south or east right now or west. It is generally Nigerian problem. You see, when they are talking, they will say, "Oh, dollar is already rise." You want to buy something in the market, they will say, "Oh, dollar already rise." Then I now ask them, are you spending dollar or you are spending naira? Because every single thing in Nigeria, they capitalize it on dollar. Even the Gary seller on the road will tell you, "Oh, the dollar is expensive now." Even you that you are living here, you don't even know how much they exchange it. They will tell you how much one of my friends just spoke to me this morning, and he said, "Oh, now it is a British pound now. It's I think maybe 800 naira." And or 800 or 7 something, and US is 600 or something. Then I now ask him, are you guys spending dollar in Nigeria? So how come you know all this? Even me that I'm living here, I don't even know the exchange rate. Is it not funny?
It's ridiculous. But that just then tells you that the naira is dead and buried.
And not now. They'll be saying that before. Anyway, based on the exchange rate now, if that is true, it is means it's gone for dog. But it has been there for a very long time. So for airline to be demanding, go and bring dollar, go and bring this, well, they're used to the system. Because that is what even Nigeria, common Nigeria, that is what they are talking about. Dollar. So buying tickets from Lagos right now to come to abroad is going to be a very, very big thing, because
Do
there is
you
no way.
remember this? Do you remember the story of that Abakari when they did this thing operation to catch him trying to bribe the drug agency?
Yes,
Remember, he was trying to bribe them in dollars.
in dollars. Yes. Well, but that is big men, not not common men like me on the street that want to travel. Before, let me just give you a big joke, right? In Nigeria, before, some people will get they will say, oh, if I even get a visa of 6 days. And truly, when I was home back in 2003, 1999, 2003, around that time, people get a week visa, and they need maybe 500,000 to buy their ticket. They don't have the money, but the money will come out, and they will fly out. But now, what is going to happen if you want them to pay in dollars? How many of them can afford dollars this time? Even if they have that cash, if they have that naira, where are they going to change it? Beirut the change or from the bank? Because if you want to go to Beirut the change, if you have 500,000, maybe it's going to be like $700.
Do you know why they are doing that, Baba Kure? They are saying that the exchange rate fluctuates so sharply that because they set their prices in dollar benchmarks, and then they take the local currency. So if the exchange rate is, let's say, 10 naira to $1, and then they sell the ticket for 100 naira, knowing that is 10 naira to $1, so they're selling the ticket for $10. So by the time they take the money, the dollar has now gone from 10 to 1 to 20 to 1. So that's $10 ticket that they were intending to sell. By the time they are wanting to recover it to dollars, it's now $5. So they don't want to deal with the fluctuation anymore. So they just say, okay, go and bring your $10, whatever price you are able to buy it, because that's how much we're selling the ticket.
That is true, not, and that is true because of the I will put it in two ways. Firstly, they might be right based on the fact that the economy of Nigeria is not really working good right now, but all over the world also, we know that exchange rate is fluctuating anywhere in the world. So you see, but Nigeria is always different because we don't have government. Anything goes in Nigeria. So that is my second part of it. We all knew that dollar is fluctuating. Even particularly Nigeria economy is not that good, and the currency is not that good. But that doesn't mean that they have to force us to pay US dollar. That you have to go and bring a US dollar. Why don't you tell us that if you want to pay it, this is how much we are going to charge you? It doesn't really matter. If it is that very day when you want to buy it, if it is 500,000 your ticket, then you pay it, which is equivalent to that of US dollar. But in Nigeria, everything goes. Nobody is regulating anybody, so everything goes in Nigeria. Why don't they do that in other part of the world or here? We see that the ticket is very, very expensive right now. Very, very expensive. So you have this amount. This is what you are going to pay for your ticket. That is it. But not just telling us to go and bring US dollar and come and give to travel agent and all kind of nonsense. Is it today? Is it today dollar has been fluctuating? Is it today? It is just that everything goes in Nigeria. So everybody want to try to cash out from the place where you don't have regulation and nobody to check anybody, where everything goes. Everybody just do anything they want. So that is it. That is my take on that.
All right, Baba, there's a person in the comment section that I've been keeping an eye on. I don't know quite what is going on there. She sounds Latin American to me. Mateus Rafael Negos, and then I won't attempt it. Estafanos. So it says social media currency. No more. Just some. I'm not quite sure what is going on, but this sounds like somebody that some Nigerian guy has shown Pepe, and she's now coming to this platform to to lament. It's not. It wasn't you. Are you the one she's accusing? He says all Nigerian men with white women deserve some same destiny. I don't know. I think there's something going on there, maybe. But you know, sometimes the comment section catches your eye, and then no, yes, the Adaneko often comes here to say that the Nigerian economy is a dollarized economy, but this is now, this is a dollarized economy now. You know, if they are taking monies for payments within your local space in dollar, then that's a dollarized economy. So
Yeah.
just abandon the naira and let's spend the dollar.
Well, because because nothing to write to me about dollar, but at the same time, Nigeria currency may be bad, but not as bad of that of other country that where they accepted their local currency. I can still stand on that. It doesn't really matter. You cannot tell.
You know, even in those countries that they accept their local currency, the exchange rate of that local currency to the dollar is somewhat predictable. So then they'll mark it to whatever. But in Nigeria, it fluctuates so sharply.
Well, you are very
You know
right.
that they can ruin your business within one day just from the fluctuation. It's so sharp.
You are very correct about that. Anyway, you are very correct about that. So that stability that may make it different to other countries, because I know for sure that there are some other countries that are even worse, more than Nigeria currency. But based on that fluctuation, well, they might be right. So.
Are you at home today, Baba? You've taken a long build up to the Easter.
Well,
you took the day off to have a good go at Easter, are we?
Well, you know, I work from office, I work from home, I
okay.
I can choose to work from home, I can choose to work anytime I feel like, and
look at
it's
that.
not really nobody really forcing me to do what so that is it.
All right, let me take you to familiar territory now, Baba Akure. Don't cave in. Olubadan charges Yoruba nation self-determination agitators. So a lot of our Yoruba monarchs, they've tried to use clever language to show some sort of support. But this, at least as far as I'm aware, I may not be aware it may have happened, but this is the first time that a real senior Yoruba monarch has come out frontally to say that, look, this is what I want to, and it is Yoruba nation. And it's just been installed, by the way. You'd have thought it would have kept quiet for a while, but it's saying, no, don't cave in. Yoruba nation charges, Olubadan charges Yoruba nation self-determination agitators. So what are you then making then of the Olubadan backing Yoruba nation?
Well, to me, I give him kudos anyway for saying that, but I read 2 minutes to that. I don't really know much about Olubadan very well, and like you rightly said, he was just ascended throne, I think, quite a few months back. So, well, if truly and genuinely, you know, you mark that word, if truly and genuinely support that, there is nothing wrong in that. But in other words, it might be politics. Okay, really? Well, let me support these people. Maybe I will get something from these people too, because they will come to me and just Father, why are you supporting these people? Oh, just take this to keep him short. It could be that way.
Okay. So he's using that to push the government for a payout.
Exactly. So that could be. I'm not saying that
you are so cynical, man.
No, because the way our people, one man, because the way our people behave, that is why. Because there's a lot of mistrust. So you don't really know who to trust, safe. But that is why I said, if truly and genuinely, I give him kudos. But some people may also say that, and they are playing politics. I'm not going to drag Kabiyesi into this into the mess of this Fani Kayode.
Oh no, that one is
because they are totally different. I'm not going to compare King with Fani Kayode. This is the same Fani Kayode that went to Igboho's house. And what happened after that? Few months after, they shut him down. So what's he doing now? Following Ayaya Bello. Yeah, as a matter of fact, there was a poster that came out that it could be they might doctor it anyway. That I saw that they said Yaya Kayode. So Yaya Bello will be the president, and Kayode will be the vice.
Look at that. Look at that. Can you imagine?
So well, if Kabiyesi is if truly and genuinely really mean that, well, I give him kudos. So because if Nigeria is going this way, there is no way that will not part our way. It might not be now, but it will surely come to pass. We have to get our house together.
Is that the future is that the future you see, Baba Akure, that the country cannot hold?
Well, the country can hold together, but you know the major problem we are having is this constitution. If let everybody have their own but at the same time, it could also, even if we have constitution that allows everybody to manage their own resources, there will be a time that some people will still coming out. Oh, we want to go because the federal government is taking advantage of us. We see that in Canada here. It was first started by Quebec. Thereafter, few years back, it is Alberta and Saskatchewan and Manitoba to want to get away from Canada. So there will be a time that these things like this will come out when they believe that government is taking advantage of us. We have more resources and we pay into the central more than others, and less privileged province is taking cash out from the federal government. So that can still apply to Nigeria, but let's get our constitution first. Let's get ourselves together first. Get the constitution straight and get all the machinery that make country works. Get them together. If you are a corrupt politician, this is the punishment for you. It's either 20 years imprisonment, and they stamp on that. It doesn't really matter if you are a governor and you are found guilty of any criminal activity. They lock you up in jail. You stay there for stipulated period of time that is regulated by the law. So if we sanitize the whole country, we have constitution working, then things will be better. Even if it will be an agitation, it will be far, 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 far away. But because everything is not working, everybody just behaving anyhow. It's just like zoo, like Nnamdi Kanu say.
You know, people used to mock him, but the more and more the country goes on, it's more difficult. Is it not a zoo? It is
exactly
a zoo.
because when everybody just behaving anyhow, no control, nobody is checking you. Even the politicians self, nobody is checking who. So even the subordinates, they are just behaving anyhow because nobody is going to do anything. The police will see you on the road. I will shoot you and nothing will happen. And what is going to happen? Nothing will happen too. So when you see this, are you going to deny that it's not zoo that behaving like that, where there is no king? All animals just behaving anyhow. When you driving on the road, somebody will even almost break your leg because you are going to cross the road. Even if you are on the cross zebra line, if you are on that place, they will almost kill you. Nobody follow law. Nobody follow anything. Everybody just behaving anyhow. What is it different? Is it different from zoo?
It's unbelievable. You know, Baba Akure, sometimes I wonder if we're in. This is 2022. You know, if you go back some 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when Nigeria was moving slowly but surely at least in the direction, you could never imagine this. You know what we're going through now. You could never imagine it.
This same Buhari. In 1983, though we know that it was a military, which is controlled by today Diagbon. It's not that somebody will tell me. It is what I know much about that I can talk about it. You can even see ordinary paper on the streets of Akure. A paper you cannot even see it on the because you will be punished. 1983. Just this 1983. So look at it now. Even some places itself, you can, when you want to, it's just that you see those people living in that place, they already used to all that. I went home. I see people on you because I you know when you get out of that system, you'll be whatever it is going on there. You'll be what is going on here. You see people just drink water like that and just throw it. But you said that no, that is not good.
I was this is going back some about 3 years thereabout. I was on a commercial vehicle from Lagos to Ondo, and this girl she was drinking just bottled water, and then she finished it and she threw it out of the
window.
Out of the window. And I say, now you shouldn't really be doing that, because you could have just held on to it and disposed it properly. If you saw the look she gave me, if looks could kill,
exactly.
She was like, okay,
where is this one from? That is why you see in every drainage, you see all the bottle pile up like this, and the water cannot move.
There was another shop I went to. I had a can of beer, and then I gave it to I drank it in the shop. You know those shops that they put a paco just in front.
Yes.
And then I gave it to the woman to dispose after I finished it. And she took it off me and threw it in the gutter right in front of me.
Exactly. So when you drop 100 of bottles,
animals,
they're like just a 50 every single day.
And then when your child has malaria, you are saying it's the woman next door. It's not the woman next door. It's just stupidity.
Exactly. So what am I saying here is that in that 1983, when this boo-boo was the military head of state and control, and the show was running by today, they are gone from Ilorin. Things were even better than this. Everybody fall in line. If you are in the bank, you have to stay at the back of the person in front of you. Nobody can go inside and say, "Oh, manager, I just come now, so come up." Because you know that there will be a consequence. But the same Nigeria we are today, that everybody just behave anyhow. Even the so-called president doesn't even care. Let me just finish this term. That is the main thing that is in their brain. We want to finish this and see how much we can get from this cake before we go home. So it is very pathetic.
It will never change. That's the sad thing, It just gets worse and worse when the airlines have abandoned your country to start collecting dollars.
So to finalize it, to me, if it happens today, Yoruba nation happens today, at least you will know, okay, this is the person I'm dealing with.
Babakar.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm fine, sir.
Yeah. One man, how you doing?
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I wanted to ask you a question. So do you think that if tomorrow you get a Yoruba nation, which by the way, I'm not even worried about, because I'll be a citizen if you get it, because my wife is from Ado Ekiti, so okay. I'm not going to be worried about.
We are going to run a bit.
I'm a bit suspicious. You sound like somebody that will be married to an Onyibo woman. Does it sound like somebody who will be married to an Onyibo woman? That's what it sounds like.
One man. No, my wife is from Ado Ekiti.
Okay,
before you go for the eyes on. We are not going to accept Adekiti because they know too much.
Yes, they start quoting books and philosophy. Yeah.
You know what? That is true, because all her family members, doctorate, they like school.
Exactly.
They like school.
Ekiti likes school. There is no doubt about that.
Yeah. No, but I think, with all these problems, I mean, you see the likes of Tinubu that wants to be king of Lagos, and if tomorrow, okay, Oduduwa or Odua Nation is formed, will all these problems go away? You see, the problems won't go away. The corruption that is in the Southwest will remain in the Southwest. So, I mean, what are your thoughts about that? Because sometimes people think separation will just solve all the problems, and it may not.
No, it's not going to solve it. But the only difference is that there will still be corruption. But if you can build you can come to a consensus. The whole region can come to consensus. Okay, this is what we want in our society. This is what we want in our society. You have all that, like the way we are talking about constitution, that they need to provide constitution for Nigeria that everybody we are sent to, that okay, this is what we really want. not the one that somebody just put up together and give it to you. So when all of you, okay, Ekiti State bring their own idea, okay, this is what we want. Ondo State bring their own, Oyo State bring their own, Ogun State, Osun, Lagos State, probably Kogi, part of Kogi or Delta State, Edo State, they bring their own if they want to join Yoruba, because that is not by force. You may decide not to. So if we sit down together, okay, this is what we want, this is what we want, this is what we want. And each state, we are going to manage our own resources. You see, in Ondo State, we know where our money is going to, we know how much is being generated, we know where the money is supposed to go. But you see, in this situation, where you go to Abuja, we don't even know how much you are getting every month.
Mm-hmm.
So before when they get the money from Kogi, from Abuja, before you get to Kogi State, they've already took half of it away. Then they will bring half of it to Akure. So when you have your own thing, you know, okay, well, we have the same language. This is what we want. It's not that when you have Igbo language, you have Hausa language, you have Yoruba. Yoruba is Yoruba. It is one language.
Yes. That's my thinking as well, Baba Akure. I think it would be very difficult, that much more difficult to be corrupt if we had ethnic nations. Because I think this is just what I've always thought, that the corruption in Nigeria is because nobody feels a sense of ownership of Nigeria. So the man in Bono, he just knows that they call him Nigerian, but he doesn't know what that means. He has no, so he knows that there's oil somewhere and he can just go and loot some dollars. But if that oil is in Borno State and the resources are there and they had Borno country, it will be very difficult for a Borno person to steal that money and run away. Where is he running to? He wants his own space to develop.
Exactly.
But he doesn't care about something called Nigeria. If we have Yoruba land, where is the Yoruba man stealing the money to go to? And we know your father, we know your father's father, we know where you live, we know your history. So
even the so-called insecurity, because you know yourself, you speak the same language. It is very difficult for somebody from Niger to just come and come to Yoruba land and you don't know this one is not from here. Then you can do a very thorough background check on this individual. I'm going to give you a gist. It might be a little bit digress from what we are discussing. There was a guy want to travel from Antigua. He was trying to go to US, because you see all these Caribbean, they have one kind of accent that is different. So this guy stole somebody's
passport. Your yard. Wagwan, man.
Yeah. We are talking about, man. So
no, it's what you say.
What you say.
It is the movement across that area.
So this guy bought I think Antiguan passport or Jamaican passport somehow. Then he was trying to go to US. So when he got to US, now they ask him, how long you been living in this country that you have this passport? He said so time. Then they now say, okay, tell us, give us one language. I mean, speak the dialect of that person, that place that you say you. I think he was from Antigua. He bought underground passport from Antigua and he was going to US. Then tell us one dialect from Antigua. The guy couldn't even say one dialect. Like even one man that is in UK know much about Caribbean dialect. Where you are talking about, man. That was how they arrested him. So what am I saying is that if you have Igbo nation, you have Hausa nation, you have Yoruba nation, it will be very difficult from somebody like me to just go to northern part of Nigeria, where I cannot even speak Hausa language, to just say, oh, well, I'm going to do something. So with that, you'll be able to checkmate people. You'll be able to know, okay, well, this one is among us, this one is not among us. Then you can do thorough background check to know if this one is already involved in criminal activity. Then you will now know how to deal with him stiffly.
Do you think there's any chance that we can, I don't even know what it's going to take to change that constitution so local government autonomy or go back to the regions controlling their resources. You know, I don't know. It's going to be
Short of a military coup, that constitution will not change significantly.
I know that you are asking me questions because I bring up Yoruba nation. Let me just tell you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mentioned something when the first question that you asked me. These people that we're talking about, doesn't really matter. Akeredolu, what's the name of the governor of Ekiti State? Fayemi, the one from Lagos State, from one from Ogun State, all of them, they are benefiting on this corrupt constitution. So they will not want to change it because it is benefiting them. You can imagine when a governor is taking maybe let me just put it this way, 17 million security vote every month. That is not his salary anyway. I know that it's more than that, but I usually put it on 17 million or 7 million or 12 million, thereabout.
Yeah.
And nobody's checking them. And the constitution allowed them to take that home. Or let's just say our House of Representatives or senators. The constituency allowance that they use to enrich themselves, right? Nobody's challenging them. There is no accountability. So the constitution is not. If they change the constitution, if they change the constitution, it's not going to favor them. So they will not intend to do it.
No, I know. I'm trying to find out if there's a way in which the people can force them to do it. Well, I know it's a tough challenge. You know, it's a very tough challenge because even a new president that wins, for him to do that means that he's diluting his own power.
Exactly.
Yeah, he'll be diluting his own power. You know, it's a tough ask, but
and it also need the assistance of the citizens. We can bypass House of Representatives and senators. We can force them, but how many of them ready? Even if Eastern are ready, Yoruba, Westerner, we said they are not ready. Even if Westerner and Easterner, we are all ready, and Northerner will be ready. We saw what happened on the NSAS. Then who's affecting most now? Is it not the northern part of Nigeria?
The only thing that can keep Nigeria together is if we have a Yoruba president in 2023.
Oh my God!
Let me tell you.
And Baba, we are having a productive conversation.
Let me tell you why I'm saying that, because I'm going off the back of what the Olubadan is saying. The Olubadan has come out. But if we get a Yoruba president in 2023, then that voice will die out. Mm-hmm. We are not hearing secession from the north, you know. So
the Igbos. What about the Igbos?
No. The only secession we'll be hearing will be from the Igbos. But then the Igbos some of them will even temper it down. Not all of them, but some of them will temper it down because
depending on which Yoruba man.
They have an affinity with the Yoruba race.
No, one man. It depends.
If we get Rotimi Amechi, for instance, who they want to force through, then the Olubadan's voice will ratchet up. The Biafra agitation will resuscitate, and then that will become two elements that Rotimi Amechi has to battle. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah, one man, but it depends. It depends on which Yoruba man becomes the president. I think if it's Tinubu, forget it. The East will not come down. If it's Osibanjo, they may come down.
So it is.
Yeah, but it is not just. I don't think it's any Yoruba man that would say okay. But then again, I don't even think that would be a solution to the problem, because even if a Yoruba man becomes president, the faction that wants Oduduwa Republic are not going to be quieted down.
But nobody will listen to them though. They'll become like a satellite voice in the ethers, just empty noise in the background.
Yeah, but do you think
Yeah, sorry,
Tinubu can unite the Southwest.
Well, maybe Olubadanto, as you said, but Baba Akure, if we had Olubadanto president, do you think anybody will really want to hear Yoruba Nation?
Well, like I always say, I will give credit to Ogun State, BALAND, Abeokuta and Co. It doesn't really matter how you turn Yoruba, how you turn Yoruba land politics. They are there. They have been in all the positions for a very long time, and they are still be. So, if Olubadanto, who happens to be from Ogun State, maybe become president, so definitely there will be little bit agitation anyway. That is how I see it, and that is why I first go to Ogun State based on how they do their things, and they have been there for a very long time in the Western Nigeria. So they still hold that space. So if Olubadanto becomes Nigerian president, it will be a little bit nice. But if it is Tinubu, like you say, because we see now that a lot of people don't even want him.
They hate him now.
There could be a lot of agitation from the from the Western Nigeria.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Baba Akure. Baba Akure, let me show you this. This is you remember this guy UK that used to come here? He lives in America. He calls himself UK Kayode. So he's in Nigeria at the moment, and what people have been doing is when they go to Nigeria, they send little snippets of what they see to my Instagram. So this is him sending a snippet. It's just a few seconds, but this is UK in
Then they do this problem. If they use time, maybe this time. That's that old if you see.
So that's him sending that clip to. He said that Buhari is working, or more so Fashola is working. He's saying they are really building infrastructures in the east.
Well, he's shooting the movie. I mean, the video from the east. Well, he has to show us how many kilometers that he drives. Because that video clip is not even up to 100 kilometers. Maybe
no,
like
it's only. I think it's 13 seconds.
Okay, so that would be like a 200 meters. Or let's just say maybe 500 meters. So he should have shown us at least drive for like an hour and then video like that and send it to you so you can cut it into pieces. When I went to Nigeria, I did not travel to East. From Lagos, I passed through the 2 federal road. I passed through Ibadan. I passed through Ore. Ore is even a little bit better than Ibadan. Like I said, I went there in November and I came back in late December. I went there like middle of November, came back late December. So what I saw, it is what I saw. But if that guy want to prove that everything is working like the way, why there is no doubt, some even up to now, some people still like Adolf Hitler. You know Adolf Hitler. Some people still like him. So there is no way Buhari will still have his own fan too. That he's doing well and this and that. So that is it. But yet 11,000 over 11,000, almost 12,000 students, almost 12,000 school closed down. But they are doing well. They bomb people every single day. They are doing well. And few weeks back, they attacked train back to back. They attacked airport. They are doing well. So that is it.
But have you ever wondered how the bandits, how they keep the people that they kidnap? Have you ever wondered about that?
Well, I thought they keep them somewhere.
All right, let me show you. This is how apparently. I hope you can see this on your screen. Can you see?
Yes.
So that's how the bandits keep their victims. So you
Why?
see, in a pig pen. Look at that. Look at that. It's unbelievable.
So it means they really constructed the place with iron bar like prison.
Yes.
So
you move, you get shot.
then the government is doing well.
Yeah, they are doing
UK
well.
said they are doing well. They are doing well. When somebody is holding somebody ransom against his own will in a piggy pen like that, keep them there. So you will bring them out like chicken. You know, when you have your chicken in your cage, in your cage, then you want to sell them, you just bring them out during Christmas. Oh, is this one you want? Then you bring them out. You give it to the buyer, just like that. Is it not funny?
All right. Thank you, Baba Kore. So for time, let me go on from you to Ego. Ego, are you still there? Okay, I think we've lost Ego.
Yes, one man, I'm here, but I'm trying to come on. Give me a minute.
All right. Let me go to Aizon then to give you time to settle in. So Aizon, we're somewhat steaming through now. But what I did want you to speak on is bandits forced closure of 11,536 schools in 1 year under Buhari. So, and it is the UNICEF saying this. So that's within 1 year, by the way. So that's the alarm. The numbers, and of course in the north, where what we actually needed was 11,500 more schools, not 11,500 less schools. But this is the going on now. So Baba Akure was doing the mathematics, attributing 1,000 students to a school. And we came to the figure of about 1.5 million students now roaming around the streets, to add on to the students that are already roaming around the streets in the north. Bandits forced closure of 11,536 schools in 1 year under Buhari. UNICEF saying this. What says you, Aizon?
That is abysmal. That is so sad. And I even think Baba Akure's his calculations are being kind to the actual numbers. That's a low ball number if you think about it, because before these schools were even closed down, the region had the highest number of out of school children before this happened. So you can imagine now the ones that managed to go to school, they can't even go to school now, in addition to the ones that were not going to school before. So when you add those numbers up, that 1 million and change it will be nothing.
No, that is what Baba already do. It says this is an additional 1.5 million approximately, added to the countless millions already roaming the streets in the north.
So what I'm saying is Baba Akure was being kind to them. He was being nice, and it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, because you now look at the landmass, like you always highlight, of the region. And again, the claim is that the population density there is more. Whether or not that's true, that's up for debate. But the truth about the matter is the landmass is larger. There's a huge population of people. And to have that significant number of your youth in a country out of school, uneducated, and it was already a problem before this happened. Now we're facing really dire situations. Uneducated, in poverty, and you have terrorist groups recruiting people into gangs. So Nigeria has become a hotbed for recruits for terrorism in our nation. It's a security issue. It's not just an educational. So there are a number of things here. 1, educational issue. 2, development issue. 3, economic issue. 4, security issue.
What about the children? Spare thought for the children as well. Their life is destroyed.
That's my point, one man. Their life and their society. So even if you say, okay, we're going to get all these children into school, they still come from impoverished backgrounds. So you have to find a way.
And the UNICEF report was talking about the psychological damage as well, both from the trauma of the attack and then the subsequent recoiling back from the space that they were attacked. So the parents, of course, they are not sending, no matter how long you tell them that the school is safe, they'll just tell them, stay with me and just come to the shop with me. And then they'll put a tray on their heads to be selling pure water up and down.
Exactly. And one man, here's another disturbing thing. Why is it UNICEF the one coming up with these numbers? We have a Ministry of Education. We have a Ministry of Youth and Sports. We have ministries that are dedicated to gathering numbers on these things. Even prior to UNICEF, these ministries should have this data because their responsibility is to address these problems, right? But our ministry should be the one saying, here's the situation we're facing because of terrorism. They should be the ones releasing these numbers, not UNICEF. Because even if it makes the administration look bad, it highlights the problem that they have to fix. And you know, there's no sense of urgency. Typically, when you see this sort of situation, it kind of predicts the future generations of a nation. And there's no sense of urgency. And then I hate to break it to my proponents of Oduduwa Republic. What do you think is going to happen when you create your El Dorado in southwestern Nigeria and the roads are nice?
Are you a stick in the mud? What are you doing now? Are you an anti-Yoruba nationalist?
I can't be anti-Yoruba. You know, my children have
anti-Yoruba
children have Yoruba middle names.
Yeah, no, not
So-
anti-Yoruba, but anti-Yoruba nation. You don't want us to have our
No,
own country.
no. But I'm just, what I'm trying to point out to you is, okay, let's say perfect world, Yoruba nation is created. You get the best type of public servants to do governance. They build beautiful roads. They create social.
right.
Wait, one man. Let me. I'm going somewhere with this, please.
Yeah.
So they build beautiful roads. You have water, 24-hour electricity. Factories are built. Money is invested. Beautiful new country is created. Do you think these people from north of Kwara will look at this beautiful new country and say they're not going to come in there to live?
Yeah, they can come, you know, if they're
and you have ECOWAS protocol. How are you going to keep them out?
Forget ECOWAS protocol. Is ECOWAS a Yoruba man? Is ECOWAS a Yoruba? Forget ECOWAS protocol.
No, but
let me show you the sort of infrastructures that we will have in that Yoruba nation. You know, because Ogun State have already started with this beautiful roundabout that they built, and somebody is highlighting for us to see. So this is what passes for infrastructure in Ogun State. Watch this, Aizon. Can you see your screen?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Okay.
No. That is your own type of infrastructure. But this is where, because if I put it there, it would have started playing. But let me put it. This is infrastructure Ogun State style. So this is roundabout that the governor inaugurated just recently. So this is it. This is what they do in Ogun State. You know, they are changing the world. So that's the roundabout. The roundabout in Ogun. This is infrastructure. Look at that. That's infrastructure Ogun State. Nigeria, we healthy. Look at that. We're in trouble.
No, but one man. What I'm trying to highlight is that you know the secession of any region does not protect that region from these statistics that you just highlighted. No one is safe from this. This is not a northern problem. Make no mistake about it. If you have over 1 million, let's just say 2 million children out of school that are becoming radicalized, that have no skill, no training in northern Nigeria, it becomes a problem to every region in that country. Every region is now facing a serious issue. Even if in your state you fix security and you start to build stuff, there's nothing stopping these people from easily coming into your state. Look at what happened in Oyo State now. Igongon. Look at what happened. You know, this thing is that there's a spillover effect. So as much as some people might say, oh, this is a northern problem or whatever the case may be, no, this is a serious Nigerian problem. And, you know, unfortunately, this man in office does not have a sense of urgency. The Northern Elders Forum have asked him to resign. He has said that they responded saying they don't think that would be a good idea. I think Shehu Sani also said he should stay in office because he's afraid of the fallout if he resigns. But at this point, we're better off with him resigning. Let us have an acting president that would at least try to take some action. We can't. This kind of statistic it's beyond terrible, and the insurgency will only get worse.
Well, all right. Thank you, Izon. So, so gentlemen, Igor, are you still there? Okay, we've lost Igor.
Igor is gone.
So that's brilliant, because I have to do something now, and there's so much heavy traffic that I simply literally have to leave just virtually now. So, but always a delight. So later in the evening, of course, we have even more time. So Baba Akure, thank you, and Izon, thank you. So that has been the so that has been the session. So I'll leave it there. Carry the conversation on within the comment section. But here, I say, peace.